My name is David Lee, and I did my technology integration project on VoiceThread. Um, in my class, we were at the time working on a novel study called Mr. Popper's Penguins. It's a fictional text which we read together as a class, and towards the end of it, I knew that I wanted to incorporate um, a digital presentation. So what I did was, towards the end of the text, we started to research about penguins. I wanted to model and scaffold how to research, and we used a graphic organizer from Teachers Pay Teachers um, that looks like this. We took the information that we found and we put it into a report template. And then eventually we wrote our report together as a class, but instead of handwriting it, we wrote them using Pages, which was their first introduction to digital word processing. So all of that was part of what we did prior to the project. Eventually, my students, uh, we created a simple mind map. We watched some brain pop videos and refresh their memory on the 5 classes of animals. We narrowed it down to a class, or each student did, and then they narrowed it down and picked an animal to research on their own. The next part had to do with just we spent a lot of time researching, reading a lot of information and content online, a lot of it which was written for an audience over their age limit. So we spent a lot of time reading and dissecting information together, and thankfully I had a teaching assistant that was able to help with that. They took that information, put it into the same graphic organizer, put it into the same template, and then started typing up their report on Pages, which the longest part of this was the writing conferences, because there was a lot to make. There were a lot of suggestions that I had for the students to fix and edit and revise. So that part took the longest. Um, Eventually took that information and started messing around with and playing with VoiceThread. And there are plenty of videos on my website that show the students working with VoiceThread. It was really neat to watch them do that. And the last part was publishing and sharing. So if I go to the student work section on my web page, you'll see a lot of examples. These are the examples of the reports prior to the project. This is them starting to do this on their own. And these are examples of 7 different voice threads that you can click on and watch. We assess the students based on how much information they were able to find for their report, the quality of their report, and the quality of their VoiceThread presentation. And to evaluate them, I used a rubric, presentation rubric, as well as a project survey that I created. This project took quite a while to complete, but it did cover quite a few standards, and I believe it was a really good use of our time, our class time, and I think my students got a lot out of it. If you go to the reflection on my website, I actually spent most of my time really thinking about what my takeaways were from this project and what I feel like my students got out of it. So if you take the time to read through that, I'd love to for you to see my thoughts on all that, and then see a couple more examples and pictures of my students working and uh, listening to the benefit from doing something like this and taking the time to really hash out uh, the details and think through all the tough things that come with introducing a new technology and something as simple as word processing to a group of young students. I thought it was a great use of our time, um, and I really think that my students enjoyed it. If you just, I'll play this one video of Woody recording himself.
My name is Woody, and I'm doing a report on a black panther.
So he was really excited about that because for a project like this, it takes a lot of endurance. Um, and he had messed up quite a few times, and he just kept learning with every mistake. And I think that's the beauty of this project is that whether it was the written report or the VoiceThread project itself, all I wanted was for my students to push themselves um, and create something excellent. And I wanted to do it without being overly critical or sounding too harsh or pushing them away from the love of learning. But at this age, they really do love it, and I really love how they want to do well and they want to make me as their teacher proud. So that was my presentation and my project this semester.